Shalom. Kol halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, as well as the few Akwat that listen and learn. This is Brother Shawar with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And of course, a couple of days ago, it was big news that Silicon Valley Bank, it collapsed, and there was I'm pretty sure there was another bank too, but this was the biggest one that had collapsed, and it's one of the biggest, or yeah, as it says here, the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history. And all of this that we're seeing is biblical prophecy. This is simply Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai bringing down Babylon the Great, bringing down Esau Edom's wicked infrastructure, because the Lord has it to where pretty much this devil is going to be implementing a new system, which is a system of what? The CBDC, the digital currency that's controlled ultimately by that MOTB, that micro C-hip that's going to be implanted into people. And in order for them to establish this, they need to pretty much do away with the current infrastructure, to do away with cash and how things are ran now. So this is a part of it. So this is, of course, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is the one doing this, the one who they call, the one who people ignorantly call God, being Yahweh, and Jesus Christ, which is Yahweh Shai. Of course, it's, the Heavenly Father's doing. But on a carnal sense, the Edomites, they did this themselves, man. The elites are the ones that they're pretty much doing they're self-sabotaging the world, especially America, Babylon the Great, because they want to implement this new system. And all this happening is going to lead to what? People losing their minds, man. People pretty much, going berserk to trying to survive, because what's happening is people aren't able to get their money. And this is going to happen with many banks. It's not going to just be this. It's going to keep happening and all over the world as well. But it's going to hit Babylon the Great the hardest, And all the prophecies are going to connect and align to, of course, that final moment in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, where the Lord intervenes in the midst of World War III. Because that's exactly everything you're seeing is biblical prophecy around everything in the world, man. It's so much going on, it's hard to keep up. Right? But this is going to lead to people losing their minds, and, that purge-like atmosphere, the lawlessness is coming to America, and this is a part of it. Right? So let's just read some of this article, and then grab a handful of scriptures. Just keep it simple, right? Just then see what the Spirit does. But this is Silicon. The title reads Silicon Valley Bank Collapse Explained in Graphics, and this was a couple days ago, and this is by USA Today, and it reads: When Silicon Valley Bank collapsed on Friday, it created the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Here's how it all came tumbling down. As the bank grew to the 16th largest in America, SVB invested their funds in long-term bonds when rates were near zero. This may have seemed like a good idea at the time, but when interest rates rose, those long-term bond prices fell, catering their investments. On Wednesday, SVB announced that it suffered a $1.8 billion after-tax loss and urgently needed to raise more capital to address depositor concerns. The latest on SVB's collapse. Oh, Slocky, this is just for this graphic. Right, and I just want to of course, we want to get to the point. Because how it happens, is one thing, but really we want to deal with the results, because the result is what's written in the scriptures pretty much. That's the prophecy, but this is just how it's happening. The market reacted sharply, and SVB lost over $160 billion in value in 24 hours. As the stock fell, damn, that's crazy. As the stock fell, depositors moved quickly to withdraw money from the bank. And this is where you get that conflict. Banks only carry a portion of depositors' money in cash, called a fractional reserve. This meant that the SVB couldn't give depositors their money because it was held in their long-term bond investments that were no longer worth as much. So imagine, you're working for your money, and whatever the case may be, and you go to take it out, and the bank don't have your money. A lot of people pretty much rely heavily on what they got in the bank to feed their family. So just common sense will tell you that this is going to lead to people losing their minds, man. People are not going to, these Americans are not going to just stand for that. At some point, man, people are going to lose it. And it's only, like I said, this is only I don't want to say the beginning, because things have been happening, but this is just another step in the direction of a purge, like, a society. Because the Lord is giving out, the Lord is coming to give out judgment, and he's going to cause the things on the earth to lead to this, what's the word? To lead to anarchy. So where people are getting judged out here. The Lord is about to, it's about to be, all hell is about to break loose, because this world is so wicked. The Lord has to be purged out in this way, right? As it is written. So this is what's happening, man. These guys can't take their money out the bank. And again, this is gonna happen to other banks as well, man. This is just another step. In short, SVB didn't have the cash they needed to fulfill their obligations to their customers. As panicked withdrawal continued, a bank run was well underway. So, yeah, I could put this in the description, so brothers and sisters can read it. But yeah, man, this is, you see what's happening, man. But these devils are gonna use this. And as this continues to happen and more things like this continue to happen, the devil's going to use this to do away with cash and to just bring in that CBDC, central bank digital currency. Because that's what they want, man. They're literally trying to destroy this infrastructure that you see before you and implement the CBDC. So because they want complete control, and that comes along with, tracking your carbon footprint or carbon emission. They want to be like the Most High, as the scriptures tell us. They're trying to control everything, and China right now, so like I'm kind of jumping over the place, but everything aligns. China right now is the model for what they want to do worldwide, the elites, on an even higher level. In China, they have a social credit system. It's face scans to get into certain sectors of like your city or whatever. They want to bring in these what they call 15-minute cities, where everything you would need, medical care and groceries and whatever you would need is within a 15-mile radius or a 15-minute radius, Salakia. Right, and they're gonna bunch people up, and they want to, so this is what they're trying to do, man, because they're basically trying to say that people are the problem, that the way we live life is the problem, which is what they have set up. But really, when you live in the ways of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, everything would be perfect. But we know this is the wicked has been given rulership, Job 9:24, and this is an unjust, unrighteous rulership. That's why everything is so messed up. But nonetheless, this is their plan. And it's all happening right under, some people are starting to realize, of course, because it's affecting people are getting affected now. But, the Israelites, a lot of Jake is still, their head is still in the clouds, man. They're just worried about folly. Most people, honestly, they're not really paying attention to what's going on. So it's going to catch them off guard, man. As a matter of fact, let's, before we get this, Ecclesiastes 12. So like, 1 second, it's not in here. I just wanna. because this is what they're telling the people, man. They're basically telling the people that that everything is pretty much for the betterment of society, for the betterment of your well-being, when that's completely a lie, man. These devils are just straight up lying to people, as they have been for forever, since they've been in power. We're dealing with the wicked, man. Malachi 1:4, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. The border of wickedness, man. And this is who the Lord allowed to rule for the sake of biblical prophecy, and the redemption of his people through Yahushua, starting with the elect. Right, but let's get this before I wanted to get the precept I had. This is 1 Thessalonians 5, and let's start at the top. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right. So, it's gonna catch these people off guard, because they're trusting in Esau. They're trusting in what these devils are telling them, which is a lie. And ultimately, they're not really paying attention. Most people are not paying attention to what's actually going on. So this is gonna catch them like a thief in the night, just completely off guard. And it's gonna cause people to lose their minds, to act irrationally. And on top of that, they have no faith in the true power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, talking about you Israelites, because the salvation is only for Israel. Romans 9:4. The many other scriptures, but that's just the main one that comes to my head. Right? But these people of the world and these Israelites are completely in the wrong spirit, so it's going to catch them off guard, but it's not going to catch the elect off guard. Right? As a matter of fact, let's read the next verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness. That's the hopeful elect. Those that are seeking, the Lord in truth and sincerity. Right? That day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Right? So we're not going to get caught off guard. Lord willing, we'd be a part of that number by, this devil's plans. Even though we'll have to go through it, because we got to endure and pretty much be proven to the Lord. But the Lord is going to be with us through it all. We're going to be tested, but the Lord is ultimately going to bring us through the fire. It tells us that in Zechariah 13:8. Right? That we got to be tried, man. So let's get this in Ecclesiastes 12:3. Because this is what you see happening before your eyes, man. America is literally on its last leg. It's circling the drain, man. We're really, really close to one major event and all hell breaking loose. Which would usher in pretty much, World War III, the next level of World War III, and then the MOTV, and then Yahushua's return. And Lord willing, that's how, Lord willing, this is the time, man. And we believe because all the signs are here. So let's get this, again, Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So again, this is going to become, it's going to get to the point where it's like the purge, man. It's going to be quiet outside. People are going to be hiding, trying to survive. This is going to be like anarchy, man. The life as we know it is not going to be like this, man. This is what everything is leading to. This bank collapsing, and then it's going to follow up with more banks. It's going to lead to people losing their minds, man. You know, fighting people to survive, trying to protect themselves from other people that are in the same situation. Right? Where is that? It's in a second. Hold up. Slovakia. Yeah. No, it was in the second Esdras, the 15th chapter. Right? So this is what's coming, man. And we've already seen this, man. We've already seen this on a pretty high level, to be honest, you know, throughout the earth. You know, how many riots and, you know, how many riots have you seen, man, in the last 2-3 years? Whether it be for, you know, the juice, whether it be for the juice mandates, you know, or just government. You know, most of them were, you know, because of how the government was responding with the juice mandates. You know, but how many riots have you seen in all over the world and insurrections of the people over the last 2-3 years? Right, and it's only gonna get worse, man. Right, so let's read this in 2 Esdras 15, and we'll start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is a gun, you know, or a weapon. Right? Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? It's going to get to the point where, again, these people are not going to care about the government, their prime ministers or presidents. They're going to be trying to survive, and they're going to be, you know, whatever causes them to get to that point. You know, it's going to happen. And then it's going to be like damn near everybody, man, except for the elect. Because the elect is going to have that cool, calm, and collected spirit, and the Lord is going to be guiding us through it. Lord willing, we'll be a part of that number. Right? It tells us that in Isaiah 65, that the Lord's servants are going to eat in that day. Right? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And these days are upon us, man. Soon, again, dealing with those 15-minute cities, and I might do a lesson on it. You know, several brothers have done lessons on it, and it's already happening in China. Really, they're gonna try to bunch people up, and you know, it's gonna be a new form of a scamdemic. You know, that's gonna be dealing with climate. You know, and they're gonna just try and, you know, Esau is bad. He's, you know, Esau is, man. Esau is gonna use everything he can to establish his NWO. And this is how he's going about it now. And they're blatantly telling you, man. They're blatantly telling you this is what they want to do. But most people are asleep, man. Most people are asleep. But the men of the Lord are out here telling you, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and those that follow. Right, this is exactly what's coming, and we are, like, again, we're already seeing it in certain places, and we've already experienced it a little bit. So we're here, man. We are in these times. So this is verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? So what do you think, you know, these banks collapsing, you know, not to mention famine and inflation, what do you think all these things is going to lead to? It's going to lead to lack of bread for people. Not being able to eat, man, to not know where their meal is going to come from, how they're going to sustain themselves. So they're not going to have pity upon their neighbor. People are going to be attacking each other, trying to steal resources and to survive. And Esau is going to come through, providing a solution, which is going to be that MOTB, right? Let's get it. There's going to be the micro C-hip. And most people aren't going to take it because they're not going to be able to cope with, the tribulation that's in front of them. They're not gonna have the faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai or anything of that matter, or resilience to deny it, man. Because only the elect is truly gonna have that real faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to understand, not to take it, and to have the ability and the faith to actually not do it. Because it's gonna be a huge test. But if the spirit of the Lord is not on you, it's almost no way, man. It's almost not with this flesh. That's why, the brothers, the apostles, the elders, and the brothers that teach the same doctrine, we harp on trusting in the Lord and then building up yourself now, because when the famine of the word comes, it's all you have. It's all you have is what you have built up within yourself, within your spirit, and your relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That goes for men and women, starting with the men first and foremost. So this is Revelation 13, and we'll start at 14. No, we'll start at 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he hath power to do in the sight of the beast. Right, with the AI technology, they're going to be showing people, and they're already doing it, how they can, pretty much cure blindness and make a paraplegic walk, and, with their AI and all this different technology, that they're going to be doing these miracles, these carnal miracles, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And this is that Roman Empire that was brought back to life in the Renaissance. Right, we're living in the last leg of the Roman Empire. It's just more technological in these times. That's pretty much what these elites want to establish. They want to establish the same ideologies. And they already have, really, the same ideologies and customs, so to speak, of the ancient Roman Empire. It's just more technological, and they want more control, with this micro C-hip. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So anybody who's not with the program, they're going to try and cut you out. They're going to try and kill you. For example, like in China, as I said earlier, China is the model for what Esau wants to do really with the whole world. But of course, mainly in Babylon the Great. If you're not with the status quo, if you're not with the program, they can completely shut you out. They're going to try and take you out. They could just shut off your MOTB, shut off your access to buying and selling, as we're about to read. And if you don't want to abide, they'll kill you, man. And this is what's coming. So if you're not in the right spirit to be prepared for this, you're going to die. You're somehow, some way, you're going to get caught up. Right? Revelation 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So that's 666. Chi-Psi stigma. That's the representation, the image of the beast. Right? So this is what's coming. So if you're not with the status quo, with all this control that they want to have by making everything digital, and tracking your carbon emission and what you say and because it's going to be, I'm pretty sure, in China, there's every person is like under the surveillance of I think at least 30 cameras or something like that. So just imagine, man, They want to be like the Most High. But, you know, we know these devils are not going to win. We know the Lord is revealing, you know, America to be pretty much the vile place that it is. The nations are starting to realize, and they kind of already have, because we're really at the end, man. The nations have noticed and realized, and people as well, that America is not what it is dressed up to be. You know, the whore that rides upon the beast is truly a whore, and she's destroying everything. She's destroyed the earth with her ideologies, with that democracy. These other nations aren't going to want anything to do with her. It's only because she's had the power that they were dealing with her. But you know, this is pretty much going into World War III, and it's going to lead to that nuclear war, which is the destruction of Babylon the Great America. And the Lord is going to intervene in the midst. All right, so let's get maybe we can get a precept on that and we'll close. Because yeah, man, this is beautiful to see, honestly, because we know after this, after this place is destroyed comes the kingdom of heaven. You know, and there's a couple major prophecies that got to happen, of course, but you know, through what the Lord told us to watch for the signs, we see all the signs, man, that the Lord had told us. So we know and understand that this is the time. It's high time to awake out of sleep, man. For our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Because we see the signs. And the kingdom of heaven is going to be beneficial to everybody, especially the Israelites. But everybody's going to benefit from the kingdom. There's just a period of time where the nations have to serve their sentence of slavery for what they've done to the apple of the Lord's eye, to the nation of Israel, and build up the kingdom. But after that, it becomes true peace and true rulership and righteousness that is spread throughout the earth, man, under the rulership of Yahushua, King David, you know, and the rest of the 144,000 that are Israelites. Right? So let's get this and we'll close. Come down and sit, Salakia, Isaiah 47, starting at the top. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, which is going into the Edomites, so-called white people, who rule the earth today. Right? That's not even a question. Reading on. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. So yeah, man, that sums up everything I was just saying. So America is being exposed. In the midst of all this, people are seeing who the problem is. You know, but we got to go through these final prophecies. But the Lord is still, you know, the victory is still written for the elect. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. So we got to continue to endure, stay prayed up, and continue to stay upon our watch because, you know, it's those times, man. It's really those times. So Lord willing, you know, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and a Bible Ball.